So Airbnb started because the idea was to help people monetize their asset, right? You got a spare room or you got a sofa and you want to monetize that asset. Turo does the same thing for cars. I think there is an asset class that is grotesquely under monetized, and today I want to talk about that asset class, and I want to work out with you, can we realistically monetize it?
Okay.
Shall I just get straight into the schools?
Okay.
No juice from you.
Let's go for
what
it.
I would say, I genuinely, looking at myself again in this video, I do think this t-shirt is not fit for purpose. But you have assured me, being somebody who I respect from a kind of how they look perspective, you've assured me that it's okay.
I mean, it does look a little bit like, Sunday morning in November lying in bed.
Yeah, which is what I said. And you said, no, Doug, it's absolutely fine. And now here we are. Too late to change it. All right?
Yeah,
all right. Schools. So.
Yes.
They've got no money. All of their budget goes on staffing and, mending stuff and repairs and maintenance. Bit of IT. I think there's a huge opportunity to monetize schools. I'm going to give you a couple of ways they could do that. I want to get your view, right? We're going to start with sponsorship. So you've got a school. There's a school near us called, Belfairs Academy. And you know how they sponsor football stadiums? You've got the, what do they call it? The Sports Direct Arena in Newcastle. They do it a lot in the US for stadiums.
It's got a lovely ring to it, that. It's got a lovely ring to it, that, hasn't it? Sports Direct, St James's Park.
So this school near us, there's a school near me called the Belfairs Academy. What about the Domino's Belfairs Academy? Or, whatever the local taxi firm is. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing like associating Domino's Pizza to your child's education, is there? Imagine what Jamie Oliver would say about that. I mean, that guy's been campaigning for healthy food, and Doug's just like, yeah, I'm a business manager at the local school. I've nailed it. I've got Domino's, and if Domino's aren't ready, old Papa John, he's ready. He's going to gear it up, and they're going to lay on some free pizzas every Friday. Let's go get some unhealthy.
And you sign like a 5-year naming rights deal with local or international brands that have local presence, and there they are. They've got a logo on your school. They've got the naming rights. They're going out in all the literature. Secondary school, right, has 1,000 kids, all the parents, people going past it, local community. It's massive. So you've got the, AC Taxis Belfairs Academy, or you've got the Domino's Belfairs Academy. Boom! You've just put 75,000 on your bottom line over 5 years for that. Right, that's the first one. There's more.
Yeah, good. Can't wait. I'm juiced.
So sponsorship wise, I don't think you just the naming rights for the school. You can also sponsor events at the school. So parents' evenings. You go to local businesses and you're like, can you sponsor all the parents' evenings? Because all the literature that goes out about parents' evenings, there's loads. So local curry house, the Shagor Tandoori sponsors all the parents' evenings. So you've got Year 7's parents' evening sponsored by the Shagor Tandoori. And you try and come up with a catchy phrase that you haven't done, which is related to parents' evenings. So if the news isn't great, get a poppadom, whatever.
Yeah. Just imagine that. Here's some mango chutney. Kids a shitbag. Have some mango chutney. I weirdly like the run of welcome to, was it Bayshaw's Academy Parents Evening, sponsored by, Shogun Indian Restaurant in Saltdean. If your kid's a shitbag, get some mango chutney. I weirdly like that. Okay, carry on. Come on, hit me with some more advertising.
And that sponsorship can be anything, right? So you've got parents' evenings, but you've also got the yearly show. You could sponsor the trips. The local taxi firm could sponsor the trips. You've got the Year 7 trip to the Toy Museum sponsored by, AC Taxis, and they sponsor all the trips. So you just essentially just sell everything. The bike shed could be sponsored by, the local bike repair store. So, all right, that's the first way you can monetize it. Second way, this is very different, but consumer insights, right? So you've got a secondary school, you've got 1,000 kids, right? How much do companies pay for, testing of kids, right? So like they look at focus groups, whatever, or they'll get them to look at a chocolate bar wrapper and say, oh, we've changed this from blue to green. Do you like it? Whatever. I think the companies spend a lot on consumer insights, right? School has got the kids there. They're in situ. They're sitting in an assembly, right? So let's just start asking them some like consumer questions that we can then monetize and sell to like Cadbury's. So
in that precious educational time when they're trying to focus these children on, learning and developing their lives, you're like, okay, there's nothing like getting a bunch of 8-year-olds really centered. Okay, well, everybody sit down. Right. Do you like dairy milk light or do you like dairy milk dark milk? What is it? Yeah. Wah! Just going absolute nuts. Apoplectic, going crazy. Oh, by the way, we've got maths next.
Yeah. There's some educational implications, I'm sure. But picture it. Every kid comes into the assembly. They get given...
I can picture it.
They get given an iPad on the way in and they just literally ask...
Oh, even better. Let's give them an iPad. Make sure it's connected to the internet. Let's go with that. Maybe some apps on it as well.
Hang on. No. I think you're denigrating my idea, right? They come in, iPad. It's locked, right? So you can't get onto the other shit. And it's like 10 questions on, do you like this wrapping versus this wrapping? Schweppes, that really healthy drinks company, Schweppes, are now going to have rich first-hand data from 1,000 children to help them make their decision on, should we change the packaging to this or this? What is that worth? I have absolutely no idea what that's worth, but it's definitely worth something.
Can I just pause you on your delivery or how you collect? In all seriousness, I mean, I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're trying to say. It would be bedlam if you tried to do that in school. What you could do, think about leaving end of the day, right? Have you ever been to those airports and they've got those smiley faces or unhappy faces? Right, you've seen those, right? That company made an absolute fortune, Danish company or something. Why don't you just put like those booths outside your class as you go? You got your Starburst and you got your Skittles, and bang, 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 bang.
That's
bang,
really
bang.
Nice
and then
thinking.
You got your
no,
insight.
You're right. Like clearly, an assembly is probably a shit delivery method of it, but there probably is a good delivery method. I like that. I also like the idea of like, you could set up a demountable outside school, right? And it's like, cool, come in here. Here's your Amazon voucher, £5 Amazon voucher. You come in, whatever, and then you do it. But you're using that footfall. You're using those kids who are in one place to sort of to monetize.
I totally understand. I understand the principle. Yeah, I understand your idea. I think it's just getting the execution right, so it doesn't disturb the educational value of what kids are there for. And probably, I would say, is at the end of the day. You've got to, I would catch them, exit, and whether you are part there and you're just asking people to do it and you get a lolly or you get a Starburst or you get a bar of chocolate or whatever it is, or some fruit, maybe that would be possibly good as well. Okay.
All right.
In customer insights. Yeah, I mean, interesting.
Yeah, and then we got naming rights for schools. Which do you prefer? Which if your life depended on one of these businesses working in the next 12 months, what do you do? Do you set up helping schools monetize, or do you set up consumer insights?
I'd do the second one because there's probably actually no rule as long as you're off the grounds of the school that a school can stop you doing it.
You're just going to hang around outside schools giving out lollies.
Yeah, in a van. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
Okay,
but I think the second one, because I don't know. I think there's something. I think there's something that should remain pure about children's education, and I think polluting that with brand and product and consumerism is not a good thing.
So, idea number 2 today. We are changing tack very aggressively here. So, we are going to go from monetizing children into nickel mining. I don't know much about nickel mining. My knowledge of it goes as far as a podcast that I listened to on The Economist, which was really good, and looking at a few mining websites. So nickel mining, massive industry, billions and billions of dollars, is the first thing. Loads of companies doing it all over the show. Nickel, really important for electric cars, apparently, and other things, but specifically electric cars. I could be butchering this if anyone knows about nickel, but this is high level. The thing that's really interesting about nickel mining is that there's basically loads of nickel on the bottom of the sea. So they're working out some regulation as to who can go and get that nickel. So there's some UN body in Jamaica that's sort of overseeing the regulation about who can get it, how it can be monetized, environmentally what you're allowed to do. So a lot at stake, regulations changing, huge industry. What does not exist in nickel mining, as far as I can find, is any kind of newsletter or content. So there are mining publications that are abysmally dull, but they're not specific, as far as I can tell, to nickel. An industry of that size can absolutely support a newsletter, a paid newsletter for the industry, which covers the regulations that are changing, the software that you can use, how you hire and find good people, all of the advances in technology, all of the M&A activity in the nickel business, your key players and your CEOs. There's a ton of industry knowledge. And it's also quite important because all these companies are fighting to get an edge. Paid newsletter, huge industry, $200 a month. And you have a team of people that are just going out. And this newsletter is absolutely essential for anyone in the nickel industry, the nickel mining industry. Not going to be it's not unicorn stuff, but I think you could have 2,000 to 5,000 subscribers. This could be a really good media asset.
I mean, the interesting thing about it, I was just having a quick scooch around. So it's obviously the same with cobalt as we've moved to EVs or moving to EVs. It's used within inside the lithium battery packs and things, right? So it's a huge part of what will be, would have been next generation automotive kind of transport. It's going to be an interesting one. This, I think the way that, I'm getting a bit high level here, but I think the way that we are going to take this resource is going to be frightening. Out of the earth, out of the world. Because the number of EVs of what's going to happen is going to be huge, and the environmental impact of that is going to be absolutely massive, and I don't think we've really recognised it yet. But you are right. There's nothing on the first 3 pages that actually discusses it other than news stories. And it's news stories of Indonesia's electric battery hub is clouded by fatal deaths, and there seems to be loads. A rush for nickel, destroying our future, divers going into the sea to go and extract nickel from the sea floor. So there's lots of that going on, but it is really... It's really sporadic, and then it just goes into nickel stocks and costs.
Yeah, and if you read it, it's dry. I didn't see it with any.
Is it dry? Is it dry because it's a mineral, though? Is it dry because of that? The content is dry because it is just. Dry. I don't know.
If you humanized it and you made it interesting and you made it readable, I think you do a free one and had advertising, but probably not enough people are going to read a free one. Or you make it paid for people in the industry.
Yeah, I told you about the ball bearing guy, right? He made a load of money just from doing a ball bearing magazine because he owned the ball bearing market. He was Mr. Ball Bearing. It's like that, isn't it? It's a large niche. I think it's only going to become more prominent because more people will become aware of nickel and would care about nickel because of its value in the next gen cars. Yeah, why not?
All right.
Are you going to do this, Doug? Are you going to just become Mr.
I love these kind of newsletter media businesses, but the challenge would be finding people that could go and research. You need some pretty good journalists to go and uncover stuff that people would pay for, but very, very doable. Small team of 3 elite guys just hunting around for information. You are going to have a world-class asset. All right. 2 ideas: monetizing schools, monetizing mining. We stray on ethical boundaries. Time to sign it off, Rich.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. Well, thanks, Doug. Thanks for that really enjoyable walk through how to ruin children's education.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. Thanks very much, bud. Take care. Bye.